Good morning, everyone. It's Kath here from Kath's Gully Garden in New Zealand. We're in harvest part of the year now, end of March, and I harvested a whole lot of what we call Maori potatoes here in New Zealand. They're a bit of a delicacy, and you can't buy them. So on my local Facebook pages, I belong to a couple of them. One of them is called New Zealand Veggie and Edible Gardening, and the other one is called Backyard Gardeners New Zealand. I shared a little post of a little area of harvest and put out that I had some seed. If anybody wanted to send me a self-addressed envelope, I would happily pass on some seed. So I am here bagging up for Colleen. Anyway, what really happened was it kind of got a bit big, and I sort of repeatedly had been letting people know how I managed to grow these things. So I thought I would do a vlog on the Maori potatoes. These are what the seeds look like. They're the funniest little spuds. But they are very creamy, almost buttery, and they're purple all the way through. Like, really, really purple. Can you see that? So anyway, I'm going to take you on a bit of a jaunt around my garden and show you where they're growing and how easy it is to do. Okay, so here we are out in these little beds here. So I've got celery and lemongrass. The Maori spuds, that there would have been a couple of them, have come up here. This bed here was full of them. And I've just left the mulch on it. And as you can see, these little babies will be next year's crop. So that's what it looks like when I've finished with it. And there's a few more over here. So I'll have a scratch around and literally show you how I go about it. Alright, adjust the camera, hoo-ha. So I just pull back the loose stuff at the top, and then what I do is so just pull back the mulch, and as you can see, these don't grow like ordinary potatoes. They sort of throw out these long rooty things. They don't mound up like ordinary spuds. And so what I do is I scratch around in the dirt until I find some. Can you see that? See how it's attached to the... So there we go. And I just leave all the little ones in there, like these little guys. They're next year's seed. Yeah, and just too small to eat. I actually think that that's a different variety of Maori potato. You can go back over there. So I mean, the average ones, they're not huge. They're almost like the perfect mouthful. Really. You know, they're sort of about that big. These were a couple I harvested yesterday, you know, so that's a reasonable sized little Maori potato. And as you can see, they're that purple all the way through. Okay, so this was just a little garden bed down the front of my place. I'll show you up the orchard where they've been growing for 9 years. So yeah, I bought the place 9 years ago off an old artisty type fellow actually. And he had them up here where I'm going to show you. And I'll just slowly move them around places. But they don't grow like ordinary potatoes. They don't like being fussed over or mucked around or mounded up. I don't think they even particularly like being watered, to be honest. I do a really good job of prepping a bed with compost and give it a good watering. I plant them at about 2.5 inches because they sort of grow in a line rather than growing like an ordinary spud. And so here's the patch here. It's under a peach tree. That's not doing very well because we've got bush all up the back here. The possums come in and raid all the fruit trees behind me. Anyway, I'll set this up so you can see what I'm doing. But yeah, this area here, I've done nothing for 9 years. It doesn't get water. It's just under the trees. And every year I go through and I dig up handfuls of spuds as we need them and to share with family and stuff. So yeah, I'll just set the stuff up. So these Maori potatoes are actually growing in a mound of pungas. Punga fronds that got cut down and thrown in a pile up here, and the grass grew over it and then the grass died. So in actual fact it's created its own kind of natural mulch. Woohoo! Garden gold. Oh, I need to come up here with my wheelbarrow. So these have been totally neglected. I have done nothing with them at all. Can you see that? Oh. So they really do just like to be left alone to do their thing. Marvellous, look at that, eh? Whew. Scratching around in the dirt, I'm in my element. Here's another one. Okay. Now I don't really want to dig up too many more because I've now got a heap in the pantry ready for a feed. So, and often these ones here, I can feel where they are by walking through here. I feel the little lumps under my feet. They just sort of, oh, there's one. They just sort of, they're close to the surface. It's almost like they grow and then pop up. I stood on one. Okay. So yeah, that's the Maori potato thing. The other thing I want to say is, they're not the easiest things to boil. What I've discovered is sometimes they'll just sort of explode in the pot and turn the pot of water to purple water. So what I've been doing is in my benchtop cooker, I've been roasting them. So with a clove of garlic, a bulb of garlic, a few sprigs of rosemary, throw some olive oil at it, often in a bag so they sort of semi-steam as well as roast. And honestly, 10 minutes and you're away. And they don't seem to split or turn to powder, purple mush, doing it that way. So yeah, there you go. I hope you have a crack at it, and if you can find them, plant them in an area where they're not disturbed, they're under cover, bit of mulch, and you'll get years out of them. See you later, guys. Have a great day.